Next, we have our consider approval of the 2022 tax rate request form for L4029. We have Director of Assessing, Darren Kraft. I was being lazy. Mark makes you read the whole thing. Do you make me read the whole thing?
No. Can't wait for that.
If I don't, you will.
This is a form that we do every year. We're required to turn it into the county clerk, county equalization department, and then we're also required to have it on file here with the township clerk. Supervisor Walsh and trustee or clerk Brooke are very familiar with this form. They see this every year, and this is something that
Sometimes 3 times in a year.
like I said, we do this we do this over and over and over again every year. But this year, this was something that Brian had brought to our attention, or my attention, that we had never brought this to the township board for approval in the past. And so he asked me why. And I said, well, I don't know. We've never done it that way. So we did some research and we determined that this is something that should come to the board every year. And so we are going to be bringing this to the board annually for you guys to approve the millage rates that we're going to levy in the winter tax season. So just to give you a real brief kind of an overview of this form, because I know it gets a little overwhelming at times, but on the far left column, it allows us to know whether or not these millages were voted or allocated millages, or exactly how these millages came to be. The second line item is what the millage is and what it's for. So you can see the first two are general township millages. The next several are public safety and so on. Line number 3 shows you when it was voted in. Line number 4 was the original millage that was voted in at the time. Line number 5 is the millage that we levied last year. 6 is the Headley rollback, so that's the millage reduction fraction rollback. That's calculated by Oakland County annually, and we use that to apply it to the previous year millage rate so that we know what our rollback millage for 2022 is. Once we know what that millage is, it gives us in line item number 5, or excuse me, line item number 9, it gives us the maximal allowable levy for each individual millage annually. And then for a line item number 11, it's typically the same as the maximally allowable millage. And then the line item 12 is the year that the millage is set to expire. So this is a document that needs to be approved by the supervisor and the clerk of the board. And so this year, what I'm asking for is a approval of the requested millages to be levied in December, which, if you look at the form, is line number 11. And so and I guess if there's any questions with regard to calculations, why we do this, I go ahead and I guess feel free to ask.
Anyone have any questions?
Hey.
So I just want to make one comment. I think the reason why this is really being presented and why the board is looking at this, should be looking at it annually, is in the millage language, it allows us to request up to X amount of mills. This is actually where we're saying this is what we're doing. So rather than presuming that we are going to be requesting the full millage, this is actually the step that the board is taking to say, not only can we do up to, this is what we're saying we are going to do that amount. So this is just that process, and then the supervisor and the clerk sign this. So this is just the board authorizing them to do that.
Another thing that we can hopefully do is add this onto our finance page. Now that you've brought this to light that we should put this out there, it makes another document we can make easily available so that when you get questions about what's the millage rate, what's this, we could add this on there. Again, trying to just make things less reasons for people that need to FOIA.
Yeah, so
So Darren, how is this different than the truth in taxation hearing?
Oh, well, typically the truth in taxation hearing is when we look at the millage reduction fractions and so forth for when we do it with the budget. This is really applying that reduction fraction to the actual millages. So what we do is we take that reduction fraction, we multiply it by last, in this case 2021's actual millages that we levied, and then that'll give us our 2022 millage rate.
Right.
So it allows us to, I mean, the Headley rollbacks, the if you see in line item number 6, it just kind of shows that, look, hey, we are using the rollbacks. The millages are getting rolled back annually. Like Brian said, based on that, the prior year millages rolled back. This is what we're maximally allowed to levy. And, you know, like Brian was saying that, hey, you know, based on that, we're going to levy the maximally allowable millage that we can.
But has anything changed on this from what we voted on in March?
Nope.
So I think maybe it wasn't
Well,
because we voted on it in March,
you didn't actually vote on,
but we voted on the reductions.
right. Yeah.
Not the actual.
This is now saying we can levy up to X amount, we're going to levy it.
Right, so we have discretion to
Exactly.
levy up to that amount,
No,
but not
I
required
understand.
to.
I guess I just assumed that was part of, I mean,
No.
I assumed it was part of the truth. They at the same hearing that we approved the budget, we approved the tax rates. That's
No.
that's okay.
No.
Then-
No, because we
Let's
don't
do it.
levy, if, we don't levy our millages until December. So in order to, I mean, you know, we don't know the millage reduction fraction. Well, I guess we kind of do, but no, it's different than the truth in taxation hearings. This is something totally different. This is something that we need to, and we're going to annually from here on out, get the board's approval on the winter millage rates for the tax bills.
So if this doesn't pass, we will have no taxes.
Wishful
true.
thinking.
Well, you probably have no assessor either, but
Chiefs, see you later.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions?
No, other than just to echo what's been said, that this is a great idea to bring it to the board and have a discussion on this very topic. It's been administratively approved for I don't know how long, for a long time.
long time.
So this is the place it should come, and I'm glad we're talking about it here.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Barnett.
Support?
Support by trustee Fiki. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That does pass. Nice job, Darren.